Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Who doesn't love chocolate? I love chocolate. But what about dark chocolate? That's when a lot of people don't really like it. What if I told you guys that by making a quick switch from milk and white chocolate to dark chocolate, you could be possibly starving cancer? When it comes to cancer, it goes undetected for a very long time. What can we do to prevent it to get from stage 3 and stage 4 when it becomes very, very dangerous for the patient? Well, there's angiogenesis. It's the revolution in medicine, and it's conquering cancer. What is angiogenesis? Angiogenesis is the process that the body goes through to make blood vessels. With blood vessels, it supplies the entire body. It's what makes everything run. Without blood vessels, you wouldn't get supply to your brain, blood supply to your brain, blood supply to your eyes, blood supply to the whole entire body. When it comes to cancer cells, they don't have blood supply. That's why a lot of times, majority or 100% of us by the age of 60, we all will have 100% little itty bitty cancer cells around our body. When it comes to angiogenesis, we don't want to supply blood to those blood cancers to those cancer cells because they start to grow. That's what supplies them to grow and to spread around the body. Angiogenesis has inhibitors, such as tomatoes, strawberries, and even little bitty blueberries. It's Mother Nature's own supply of angiogenesis inhibitors. A researcher, Dr. William Li, conducted another research kind of involving the same thing. With a simple cup of tea, he did research on different types of teas that we can incorporate in our body in our day-to-day life to prevent cancer from spreading. He conducted a research on Earl Grey, jasmine tea, and Cinnamon tea. He also saw that by mixing these teas, adding them all together, it made a huge impact on the amount of angiogenesis inhibitors. A lot of times, when we get to a certain age, we start to see that it's harder for metabolism to get to a certain way, to work a lot faster. Just with age, everything starts to slow down. By incorporating these things such as tomatoes, kale, carrots, blueberries, even just a cup of tea can help you prevent the growing and just help you intake things that will help you your day-to-day life from getting to the point where your cancer cells have gotten to a 3rd or 4th stage. Now going back to something a little bit sweeter, like chocolate and sugar. Everyone loves sugar, just like cancer cells love sugar. In 1942, a German scientist, Otto Warburg, was the first to notice this. Our regular cells love sugar too, but cancer cells just take it in. They can't have enough of it. But unlike regular normal cells, we release this sugar through carbon dioxide. With intaking oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide, and that's just the sugar being released from the body. When it comes to cancer cells, they don't release in carbon dioxide just because they receive a different metabolism. With the cancer cells, they start to produce it in lactic acid. Lactic acid isn't released by the body, but it starts to become a buildup in our different parts of our body, depending on where the cells are. But we can also use this, thanks to the scientists, we can also use this in our advantage to detect cancer cells. Through PET scans, we're able to see the crystallizings of the cancers and be able to detect it in certain angles, certain places such as like the pancreas, the liver, different parts of the body to detect it and treat it right away. Doctors such as Sophia Lunt have used this and have used different personalized treatments for everybody just because everybody's body is different to help block the metabolism from making this keep growing, making the lactic acid start to build up normally because the body's just trying to get rid of all that sugar that cancer cell is creating. By doing regular checkups, you can get sent to specialists, sent to doctors such as Sophia Lunt, that can make your personalized plan on preventing the growth of these cancer cells. Doing regular checkups is very, very important. Many say, well, I don't smoke. Why do I have to go get screening? Or why do I have to go get treatment if I take care of myself? Many times, a person that has smoked for 50 years can live up to 103 years old. Like my great grandma, she took a shot of tequila every single day and she lived up to 106 years old. But someone else, say like my neighbor, he might not have the same luck. He might be has never had a drop of alcohol or ever smoked and can end up having liver or lung cancer. This is because 5 to 10% of cancer cases are passed down from our family members, meaning that changes in a specific gene or a mutation in a simple gene can be passed on into our blood-to-blood relatives. So a specific gene that was switched in my grandma's DNA was passed down to me, and I end up having or developing cancer at the age of 35. And that is just written in our DNA, and it's a quick gene switch in my DNA that's just been written. So I myself am very blessed to have MD Anderson so close to me and get genetic testings. Ever since the age of 15, I had lost my grandparents from cancer cases. And so this is a very touchy topic, but because I have MD Anderson here and I was so interested in preventing cancer and the movement of cancer, that I was able to go and get genetic testing. Thank goodness I was able to see that I didn't have breast mutations or different types of cancers, but I did have a slight gene for different cancers. With this information, I'm able to take control of my future, or the future that's written within me, and help prevent the mutation from growing by taking precautions on what I'm intaking, keeping a very healthy diet, intaking tomatoes and teas, keeping a very healthy lifestyle, exercising for more than an hour a day, and just making sure my surroundings are good by not intaking alcohol, tobacco, just eating healthy. It all ties back to three main things: making sure you're intaking very healthy things like Mother Nature's natural anti-gen inhibitors, and just making sure that you're good. Exercise to keep your metabolism healthy and metabolize those lactic acid that cancer cells can make, as well as getting regular screenings. We're here in Texas, which we are very, very blessed to have so much research going on around us. Taking advantages of those researchers around us can make a huge difference. The main thing is that we are in control of what we intake and what we put on our body. That's the only thing we can control, so we need to take advantage of that. Make sure you take care of yourself and take care around the environment around you. Thank you.